Hey, Damashe, I got a
What's up?
question for you.
What's up,
Would
Mike?
this be annoying if you had this every time you put your glasses in your case?
Oh, good God.
Or if you wanted to pull your glasses out?
Oh, stop it. No, I don't like that.
I don't like that either. Like that right there would be a showstopper for me. I would be like, nope, I'm returning these because and they sent them to me to test them and give them true feedback. But that is the sound that the version of Echo Vision glasses that I have makes when you put them in the case and pull them out of the case.
Um, okay, so I'm gonna, even though I'm not really in a reasonable mood, I'm gonna try to channel my reasonable self, and perhaps someone is trying to make you aware if your glasses have been taken out of the case, just in case there's potential theft.
So I can get that. And I also do appreciate the fact that they give me audible feedback to tell me that they are charging now that I know that they do that. Because there's a button on the back that you press and it will beep up to 3 times. That same very loud, high pitched beep, but it will beep up to 4 times. I said 3, but I meant 4 to give you the battery, which you're familiar with that. You know, one beep is 25%, etc.
Mm-hmm.
It is also possible that you might be able to get that disabled in the settings. So I pulled them out today because I'm like, Damashe's going to ask me about these glasses. I don't even know if you remembered that I had them. So I pulled them out today and I put them on and I opened the app and it would not work. I'm like, what is going on? Like, okay, I guess I'm going to reach out to support and be like, hey, these aren't working. And then I put them in the case and I hit the button and it said they were fully charged. And then I pulled them out and I started feeling, and there was this little tiny sticker right on the bridge that you pull off, and then you put them in the case because they were dead. And then once they're in the case, they'll charge up, and then you can use them. So I am going to use them this week at convention. I will bring them with me at convention so you can check them out too, and experience them and do a couple of different things because, frankly, I want to have good hope for them. And the reason that is I want to use them for like reading and stuff like that. And the voice is pretty clear that's on them. It sounds like they might be easy to hear in loud environments. We'll see. But that beep, man, that beep.
Yeah, like that needs to be something that you can at least disable because that first it's sort of unnecessary for me, and second, the pitch of the beep is really on that frequency that is irritating to the ear. Like,
Well, and not only that, but I'm thinking of, and it is not uncommon for me to take my Ray-Bans off and set them on my dresser, right, in the case. And if I want to just grab the Ray-Bans out of their case and then put them on and then go downstairs, yes, it is weird to wear sunglasses in the house, but I have been known to do this before. I can just open the case, put them on, and go on with my day. I guarantee I could not do that with Mallory sleeping and my glasses on my dresser.
no, that's the other problem is like it removes that ability to use the device, like, you know, pull them out in the meetings. I guess Mike wants to know what's going on now.
So, I almost said Earshot. Echo Vision, if you're listening to this, which I'm going to share my opinions with you, and I need to install the app. I'm gonna refrain from giving additional feedback until I get through setting up the glasses. But when I did get them charged a little bit, downloaded the app, opened the app, found the glasses, tapped on them, the very first thing I was told was that my glasses needed an update and I needed to connect them to Wi-Fi. And the update button was dimmed. But there's not a way to connect them to Wi-Fi. I mean, there is a way. I just didn't initially see it. And I would have figured if my glasses needed an update, the first thing you should show me is the connect to Wi-Fi button. And I shouldn't have to go hunt around for it. And
How do you know they need an update already? Like,
because the
the
app
app is connected to
is
internet,
connected to the internet and to the glasses and can pull the version number off the glasses and compare it with what's on the server. So
Okay.
if you have that much information, give me the dialogue to connect
So,
to my Wi-Fi.
well, I mean, or download the update to the phone and then transfer it to the glasses the way that Meta does.
Yeah, there's
Like
that too.
there's another option there. So here's what I want you to do, because I don't want to spend too much time kind of beating up on it, because you hadn't really used them to their extent. So
And I will.
for people listening, Mike said he's going to take them to convention next week. It's because he's leaving next week to go to convention, but we're going to record a show before he goes to convention. So I would like a little bit of somewhat kind of basic, usage from you for the next episode, just to kind of give a little baseline of like, okay, I've done this with the Meta glasses. I tried this with the, Echo frames. And then we'll see what happens at convention, because that I think is going to be, and that is always to me one of the more thorough tests of any sort of connected device, whether it's headphones, glasses, anything. Like, how do they work? If they're supposed to work in a certain way for you, how do they work in a busy, loud, oversaturated internet environment? Because everybody's devices are going to be on whatever the Wi-Fi is. Like, this is just going to be a thing. Like, people are going to have their laptops that they're not even using connected to the Wi-Fi. Why? Just because it's Wi-Fi, and presumably it's free. I don't know. Which hotel are we staying at? I don't even actually, I don't even know where I'm staying. And
It's a Hyatt Regency.
I don't have a bad
At the Arch.
This is not a Hilton.
Yeah. I'm curious about captive portals, and am I going to have to use them with hotspots? So, good times.
Captive portals are a thing that exists. So they've been around long enough. I feel like this should be a solved problem for things that need to be done. But we'll see.
So anyways, we will come back to that. That's all I got for you, man. Show's over.
All right, everybody go home. We appreciate you listening. We'll talk to you next week.
I have in-app purchases working on Earshot.
Cool.
I am pushing a TestFlight 151. It's been a while since I pushed TestFlight. Well, I mean, it's been a week, but it seems like a while.
I mean, that is a while for you.
It is. This is the same guy who pushed 8 or 10 updates while he was in Vegas. So,
Yeah. Could have been eating giant, enormous, ridiculous sized shrimp, but no, he's doing TestFlight stuff.
Why would you get shrimp in Vegas?
I don't know, man.
Okay.
Because they probably, depending on the hotel or the restaurants here, they would fly them in. Like, there are some restaurants in Vegas that do actually get their stuff flown in daily.
I still feel weird buying seafood from the desert.
True. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but they fly them in every day, and they're stupid cheap. I don't know. I'm not eating shrimp in Vegas. It's just a thing I've heard people talk about. I don't. But I mean, nothing is actually. Everything has to be flown in. Like, if you think about it, there's not any ranches in Nevada. Somebody from Nevada correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think there's any ranches or any, like, there's not ranches. There's no chicken coop. Like, it's not happening in Nevada. Like, everything has got to be brought in. When you think about it, like, is there really somebody with a ranch where they're slaughtering beef in Nevada? I don't think that's a thing. I don't think they got enough water. Anyhow, man, so let me tell you about Claude. So I did a thing, with Claude, because Fable is expected at this point to expire as we're recording tomorrow, which will be
Fake
the 19th.
news.
Oh, they've already changed it?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
I asked on the Lucid on the Bits Connect channel. I don't have Lucid, I have a tank. I asked on Bits Connect today, and I said, who wants to bet me that they're going to push it again tomorrow? And Doug came back and said that he heard rumor that they're going to put Fable on the $100 and $200 plans and take it off the $20 plan.
So I am currently on the $200 plan. I'm not gonna stay there. Yeah.
Boy. Okay. What are you building?
I am finishing the podcast site. In the time that has also been going on, I have used Fable to build a new email parser for Parcel, because they took away the feature where you could forward an email with tracking info to Parcel. So I just built a little thing that runs in Cloudflare Workers. That works. I'm going to open source that as soon as I run through a few security things. Weirdly enough, I built that entire little Cloudflare Worker app thing that basically I forward an email to an address. It parses the information to get the tracking number and match up the carrier and then pushes that into parcel with the API, and it works. Works great. You should change the subject line of your email so that it actually reflects in parcel for what you want it to say. That's one thing I learned when I first tested it. And it has a fallback if it's not able to parse the information correctly to use Claude, and it's using Sonnet. Well, not Sonnet 5, whatever the previous version is. So anyways, using one of the cheaper models to parse the email in case the email is not parsable, by the JavaScript running in the Cloudflare worker thing. Anyway, I built all this, probably in like a couple of hours. If I hadn't been flipping back and forth between terminal windows, I'd have been done quicker. Yeah. So we get it done. I tighten up a few things. I have, secrets. So you have to run it from your terminal before you deploy the app to put in the secrets for like your API key for parcel, your Claude API key, the email address you wanted to send any failures. Well, I couldn't figure out anything about this email, so I'm just going to send it back to you. Right. All that is in, and I was thinking about it because I'm like, well, I could open source. I'm going to open source this at some point and just put it out there. If people want to use it, you can use it. So then I say, okay, well, we've done all of these things that I could think of. Run a check. I want my security agent to scan this. And I'll come back to that whole thing, but I want you to scan this and make sure that there are not any, security issues here. Instantly dumps me back to 4.8. Like just instantly. There's no discussion. It's like, but you just wrote all this code.
Right.
Like I literally wrote no code whatsoever. I didn't touch a file at all. I'm like, I want you to check this for security holes. We've put you back to 4.8. It's like, really? But you did this. Okay. All right, fine. I guess it did find a couple of problems. I'll get those fixed. That's why it's not being announced. It's like, hey, if you use Parcel and you used to use the email feature, go here. But I will open source that at some point. So that people that were like me, there's like, oh, I got this random, well, not random, but I got this, tracking email from, Costco. I'm just going to forward it to Parcel because I don't have time to copy a tracking number, man. What the hell?
Nice.
So I've been doing that. I've also been chatting with, and building out some things with with Fable, in the web view as well. So like I had to build me out a couple of, okay. That's some weird message. So I've been building out some things such as I had to build out a, spec for me on how to use 1Password in places where I would normally have have to put in, keys, all, API keys or things like, how do I use 1Password, to do that? Like I want to make it work that way instead of me just putting stuff in a plain text file that's sitting on my drive. So like it helped me write some stuff up for that, helped me convert a lot of my tools for that. I did use Claude Remote for a bit. And where I ran into an issue, and I did not try the Michael tactic of saying like, well, hey, figure it out how to get around that thing. And did it. But where I only ran into an issue is when it got ready to either commit code or push code. And that's because I have my, my local, Git config is set to always sign commits. And then, of course, it needs your key in order to push. And that all, for me, runs through 1Password. So, like, when I'm at the Mac and I'm in terminal and I say, okay, I want to commit this code, git commit -a, blah, blah, blah. 1Password pops up so it can sign it. And then I just do Touch ID and then we're done. Right. Well, it couldn't get around that. And I was like, I'm not even going to do the mic and try this because I will probably throw everything out if it figures out a way to get around that. I don't think I want to know that that's possible. But other than that, Claude Remote was cool because when it needed my permission to do a thing, it would come back. And I did leave it in auto edit or whatever, but there's some commands where it's going to be like, no, I need your permission to do this because this could allow for this thing to happen. So you should be aware of what's going on. I'm like, yep, cool, like that. Okay, yep, that's fine. I see what you're doing. Go ahead. So that was cool. I have not yet hit my limit, and I've had it working. I think I just shut it down earlier when I had to restart the computer, working on the podcast site. I had to go through and first reevaluate where I was, fix some things, create a whole new PRD, start from there, fix a whole bunch of stuff. All of my tests I got like 19 tests that are being run against this when you push, and they're all passing now.
Yay.
Including accessibility agents.
Okay, so you're running those.
Yep. I also had to rewrite some of what was being used so that like my skills that I created and the accessibility agents that are web based, like web focused, are all running from inside of that actual repo. So if you clone it, and I actually gave that example, like if I give Mike access to this repo, you should better clone it and have all the agents and skills that he needs right there. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. We're going to do blah, 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 blah. It's like, all right, we've done this. Now let's test this. It's also doing a lighthouse test, for speed of pages loading, etc.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. So we got like, a phase and a half to finish. And I stopped it so I could reboot the computer because it needed to do an update. And I haven't gone back to it since then, but I will finish that up before they kill Fable tomorrow, at least.
Okay.
Now for people asking, I absolutely am not staying on that plan. That there's no way that's going to happen. But I was like, I got a ton of stuff I want to do with Fable that I think Fable can handle. And I don't want to run into any limits, and I can pay that off. I'm going to be all right. Just put it on the credit card. We'll pay it off next month when the bill comes. Because it will have been worth it if I can get the things done that I wanted to get done while Fable is available. Now, if they keep Fable available beyond the 19th, then cool. If they don't, I still got a hell of a ton of usage to use on 4.8. In the meantime.
Yeah.
But I have already downgraded my plan so that when this billing cycle ends, I go back to a different plan. So I won't be like, wait, what?
What did you downgrade to? 1 or 20?
No, I went back to the $20 plan.
Okay, good. So I did the opposite. I downgraded my $100 plan to the $20 plan and switched over to Codex last week to play with it. And I am pretty happy.
Traitor.
I know.
Nah,
but you know
tell
what?
me about Codex.
You know what? It's not giving me the black box, square, diamond, whatever things all over the UI. It's literally just text. So that's an added benefit.
Oh, hold on before you continue on that, because I did meant to, and you made me remember this. So I tried for the first time the Claude space -AX screen reader, because that's what you have to type in.
Yeah. Don't forget that, listeners.
Yeah, that's what you got to type in to put in the screen reader mode. The biggest change that I noticed is when you have a menu up where it's like, do you want to do 1, 2, or 3? Right? You press the number and then you have to hit enter.
Oh, I don't like that.
I consistently kept forgetting to hit enter.
Yep.
So I would press the number and then command tab away to
go do something else while it's working.
And then I'll come back to check on it. Like, wait, why are we? Oh crap! I didn't hit enter.
Yeah. So you quickly didn't use that again, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of how that went.
Yeah. So for me, what I did, because I've been using Fable right now too, and surprisingly, I haven't hit limits either, which is weird. But if you go to claude.ai/settings/usage, you'll see that they have increased your Claude Code usage by 50% until the 12th of August, and your Claude Cowork usage by 100% until that same date, sometime in early August. So you may never hit a limit on that $200 plan.
Oh man, I see. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
I
just discovered that today.
I was gonna say I probably would have did the $100 plan, but I knew you had run into limits a few times on that plan, so I was like, let me just do the $200. We'll get this knocked out. We're gonna get this podcast site done because I can't focus on doing another big project until I get that one out of the way, because it's really starting to annoy me that the site is not up.
And we're going to another convention. We need a place to send people to.
Yeah, we do need a place to send people to.
So anyways, I've been using I was using Fable, and I told Fable today, I'm like, hey, here is what I want to do. I want to get this to this state, and I want to get ready to push this to the App Store, and I'm using Codex. Can you generate a prompt for me to get the information that we need? And it generated the prompt, and then Now, one thing with Codex Fable in the web that I have discovered is if you paste more than, I think it's 30 lines, it uploads it and sees it as an attachment, as a TXT, I believe. And that's pretty standard. That's what both AIs have done. It is what it is. So I will copy and paste my entire terminal window out and paste it in, and then it freaks out because Fable apparently does not do that. It will look like it does it, but it gives Fable an empty text document for it to read. At least that's what Fable's interpreting. So I have a latest prompt in my download, or latest transcript in my downloads that I paste the text into, then I save it, then I upload that file, and it's able to read that and review it and give me all the details because it can read that. It's funny when an AI tool used for programming is a little broken. You got to find alternative ways to work around it.
Well, that's what happens when the tool programs itself, I guess.
Yep. So, but that's working out pretty well. I'm satisfied. We have 3 plans that people can purchase in Earshot. It confirms when they purchase. If they buy annually, then that works. If they buy monthly, that works. If they buy lifetime, then they can't buy annually or monthly. And then there is 3 tip jar levels. If people want to continue to support, they can leave as many tips as they want under the help about section in settings.
Cool.
So
I have a request, and I haven't looked at Earshot, and probably I haven't looked at it since I've been back from Austin.
Okay.
So what is it, like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Something like that. Not quite.
There hasn't been a
week
lot
and a
of
few days
updates since then. So.
But here's a request from me, and it's just strictly personal, so you don't have to add this. But I would like a what's new section that just gives me whatever you just changed. Because I appreciate the creativity behind the story with
Kashe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. But it doesn't tell you what's new. Well, that's funny you bring that up. So now, above the Kashe story is what's new and what's to try.
Okay, cool.
That is now, I've been doing that since about 142, I think.
Okay. The other thing is, so is the Kashe thing going to continue throughout the release of it? Like as it's in the App Store and you're doing releases, are you going to put that in? So
that's the plan. I
would suggest doing what I just said. Keep the Kashe story in as the release notes, and then add a section for add a what's new section in somewhere. Just because I think people will really like and engage with the story. But I don't care. I just want to know what you changed.
Yep. What's
should I be testing?
What do I need to test? What do you need feedback on? Yep. I agree. Kashe also is going to... Did you know you can make 10 Substack... Oh, you don't care about Substack. Never mind.
I mean, I care to know how Substack works. I just don't want to create one.
Yeah. You can make 10 different Substack account or I think they're called stacks. I'm not sure.
You can make 10 Substack stacks is what you're trying to say?
Yes. I learned that today. But also
Kashe has a Substack.
Not yet, but it'll come eventually. Also, you as the account holder, and I did not realize this, if Damashe goes and subscribes to my Substack, I can extract and I get access to your email address.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
It's in the terms of service that everyone reads and agrees to by checking that checkbox, isn't it?
Well, you know what I've been doing lately is I've been telling AI to go read these terms and conditions and tell me should I be worried about anything. And you know me, so you know what I'm going to be worried about. It's like,
what do I need to know?
This allows them to do X, Y, and Z with your data, so you're probably going to be uncomfortable with that. It's like, you're exactly right. I'm going to be uncomfortable with that. Can we build a thing that does what they do?
Speaking of building a thing, shout out to Techopolis. They've started a new tool called starttesting.net, and I think it's .net. I'm going to go look, but you can use it as a platform to keep track of all of the development stuff that you're working on, and to create yourself checklists and other things to do. And of course, it's vibe code. It is vibe coded with Taylor, and Michael's giving some input and Taylor's doing some custom coding and stuff. So it's fully accessible. And there's a lot of stuff involved in it, but more relevant, I think, to this audience, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it, but I'm going to anyways because I'm excited about it. They are working on a tool to do what Buffer does with different social media networks. And it'll, again, be probably vibe coded, probably fully accessible. And I'm interested to see where that goes because you may remember this tool. Listeners may or may not, but remember Meet Edgar from years ago? It was that tool where you could upload different folders of content, and then you can say, on Tuesdays, post from my marketing folder, and on Wednesdays, post from my jokes. Do you remember that at all?
Wait, say that again?
It was called Meet Edgar, and it let you
upload
folders, and then you could have it post.
Yep.
Yeah, so I told them, I'm like,
expensive.
that's what I want. I want something like that lets me categorize my posts, build a library, and it can start pulling in data from an RSS feed or other things to post on an automated basis for me because I need to be more active in social media, but I'm not going to go remember to post a random post. And let me schedule that out so when I have an afternoon of creativity, I can put all my week's worth of posts into any of the different social networks I'm working with, have it automatically or me manually schedule those posts, and then it goes out and does it. So interested to see where this goes. I'm going to do some beta testing with them, and yeah, hopefully it'll come and be something that we can highly recommend. So she's got Mastodon, Threads, YouTube.
So I got to do some local testing because I haven't. Actually, I did. So maybe that didn't get pushed to the staging site because it is broken. My pop-up form for feedback doesn't work. Works locally. So gotta see what's going on with that. Anyhow, so Codex is the new thing. I'm intending on trying Codex. I'm going to delete the Chat GPT app, whatever it was called, because apparently they broke it. I try co-work. It maybe I'm doing something wrong and I need to spend a little time like doing an actual, dive, like reading some documentation or reading some information about how co-work is supposed to work with Claude, because all of the things I wanted to do is like, oh, I can't do that, but I can access a folder if you give me access to a folder. I'm like, yeah, my email is not really in a folder. It's like in that app over there. So like, what are you doing? Anyhow, I did use Claude on the web to solve a problem. I'm going to give people this tip again. I think I mentioned it before, but I'm going to give people this tip again. If you have a Chromium-based browser, it's all you have to have, and you probably got one because you got to have one. Don't care if you like it or not, you got to have one. Install if you're using Claude, install the Claude for Chrome extension. Make sure it says it's from Anthropic, because I'm pretty sure at this point there's probably fake ones there. So maybe start at Claude.ai and find it. Anyhow, install that. You sign in the little window that pops up on the side. It's easy to get to. But it helps tremendously. Now, what was the thing I did yesterday that I couldn't figure out? Oh, I know what it was. I had to do some steps in Cloudflare interface, and they'll significantly change the Cloudflare website. I don't think I like it. I want to go back to the old ones, but I don't think the old interface is really available except in some specific areas. So I was like, listen, I'm trying to do this thing and it ain't working. So I need you to do this, this, and this, and this. I actually asked Claude Code to tell me what to tell Claude in the Chrome to do. Yep. And it did the thing, and it went and took care of the stuff, and it got my API key. And I was like, I'm not really comfortable with the fact that API key just went to you and then you just gave it to me in the chat. But okay, anyway, whatever. We're gonna ignore that right now because it's 10 o'clock at night. We're just gonna keep moving so we can finish building this little app so I can send my tracking stuff to Parcel. And that's what I did. So, but using the Claude for Chrome extension I was able to tell it what to go do, gave it permission, and it went through and actually did all the things I needed to do without me having to mess around trying to figure out, like, is this the clickable element on this screen to navigate to the thing? Like, do I need to click the name of the thing I want or the little image icon-y thing that's after the thing that I want? Like, I don't know. I'm confused. Or is it the one before what I want?
I'll just do it for you. Just get out of the way, human. Yeah. Claude.ai/Chrome will get you to the extension directly, so you don't get
There
something
you go.
fake.
There you go. That is the pathway I would suggest that people take. And I'm not sure. Somebody else may have to follow up and let us know. I believe that also works if you have a free Claude account. Like, you're gonna obviously have your usage limits there, but I'm pretty sure that still works even with a free Claude account. So you don't have to go give them money in order to use that extension. Would be my expectation. You know what? I'm gonna ask Claude right now.
And it's gonna. I feel like AI has lied to me less lately.
Oh, absolutely.
I've been bitten enough that I can't trust it still. Oh. Alrighty, we have pushed build 151 to TestFlight users. So that is live.
I'm using Fable though. Fable seems to get more stuff right. Oh, they got stock. It got, you know, this is a good reason to, you know, understand that these things are not infallible, and they don't know all. Fable is really good. It was really good. Like, it found some stuff. It fixed some stuff that 4.7 had been struggling with on the website. It fixed all my tests so that they were actually passing. We added some new tests. We got the accessibility stuff happening. So I'm happy with all of that.
Did it alter your tests so they would pass?
No, it didn't.
Okay.
And I got enough failed tests. So this is where it kind of, I thought it was stuck in a loop for a second, but it wasn't. It was actually fixing stuff, but it had to push the code, let the test run on GitHub, and then get the results of the test to figure out why it wasn't passing, and then try to fix the thing that was breaking, you know, making the test fail. And I got a ton of failed requests. So I believe it did what it was supposed to do, but I did think it was stuck in a loop for a second, because it's like, what are you doing? Like, haven't we done this enough? Like, you ain't figured this out yet? Like, can you just work this out? Are you just burning tokens?
That's like, today I was having Codex. We were fixing it so everything was Swift 6 and fixing concurrency issues. And it kept popping up you've seen the error, like, this app crashed and you can report or dismiss. And it, like, when it popped up, you would have to dismiss it 4 times and then it would put you back in terminal. And I finally got annoyed, and I was chatting with Claude Fable, and I'm like, how do I fix this? And it's like, well, you can run this command line. Just know that those error messages are expected while we're working through this with Codex. And so, yeah, it was funny.
So Claude tells me that you have to be on a paid plan in order to use the Chrome browser, the Chrome extension. So if somebody wants to test that, it's not on a paid plan. We appreciate the feedback, but that's what it tells me. I don't really have a way to test it because I don't want to go create a second Claude account just to find out if that works or not. But you do get it at least on a $20 plan. Surprised they haven't done the OpenAI thing. I'm like, oh, well, now we have a $10 plan or something.
Maybe they don't want to get into. How do you buy ads
for ChatGPT?
Yeah.
I don't think they know yet. I honestly, like, and I'm not being funny, but like, I literally think that they may be trying to let GPT figure out how to pull ads in. Like, I don't think they actually have a
Google, a marketplace where
like a Google-esque. I don't think they have like a Google-esque, type of setup where you can go purchase ads to show up in ChatGPT. Because I don't, they keep refocusing. Like, every couple of weeks, it's like, oh, red alert, we got to focus on things. And then they go off and do something else. And it's like, well, what about the thing that you were working on before you had the code red? Like, I'm confused. What are we focusing on? There's another thought I had, and I just lost it when I had to tell people that unfortunately you don't get to use Claude for Chrome in the thing for the free, which is terrible. They should make that free. I mean, up to your usage, but it should work on a free account.
Are you using Postmark to process the email?
No.
Okay.
That was my initial strategy, was actually to send it through Postmark.
Yeah. But
I had a chat and I was like, well, what if I just build this? Because I don't really want to go spend time screwing with a server. Like, what if I just do it in Cloudflare with workers? So I asked that question and Claude did some research and was like, yeah, you can actually do this with workers, and this could also remove the additional reliance on Postmark to process the email. Because I had this conversation before, I just never built the tool.
At first, I was like, it knows you're using Postmark, huh?
No. We actually had this conversation and planned out what the tool was going to do a few weeks ago. I don't know, maybe a month ago. But I was like, I'll come back to that because I got other stuff to do. Like, it ain't that big of a deal. Until I didn't track a few packages. And I was like, I really should fix that too, because I really, in that moment, did not have time to go copy this thing and make sure I got it right and do all this. I don't feel like doing that. So yeah, when I asked it about just using Cloudflare workers, I was looking at workers just to handle the processing on the back end, but it was like, well, actually, there's a email routing system for Cloudflare workers, so you can send an email to an address and it'll pass it off to the worker, and the worker will do what it's supposed to do with it, and then whatever's supposed to come out the other end comes out. And I was like, all right, cool. Huh. I liked it. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. And they don't charge you for the workers? That's not on their $400 a month plan per site?
Nah. I think workers are free up to a certain usage limit, or something like that. I don't know. I haven't seen a charge for it.
That's Claude.
Yeah, Claude probably don't know what they was talking about, man.
I mean, it might, though. Fable might actually search the web and get documentation.
Oh, that was the thing I wanted to mention. Thank you. See, we're doing good today because you just brought me back around to a point that I wanted to make. So I'm working with Claude, and I've gotten to the point on the podcast site that I need to start building out, like configuring the SEO plugin, right? And the particular plugin I'm using is going to, not only do the SEO stuff, which may or may not be all that important anymore, but it's also going to do like the open graph, I think is what it's called. I always forget what this is called if I'm not doing. Yeah, like the open graph. So it's like somebody posts a link to your, from the site on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, you get a nice little card with the logo and all of that stuff, right? So we're doing that. That's also a part of this plugin. So we're going through the process, and I had a couple of questions, and I said, well, look, I said, one, I want to make sure that we're not doing like, this is not going to take effect until we're actually in production, right? Like, we're configuring it here, then we got to go to staging, then production. Like, I don't want any of this being picked up. The site is already configured to only have indexing allowed if it's in production, but is this plugin going to do any weird thing to override that or something? Like, it's like, nope, this is how it's going to work, blah, 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 blah. Like, before we start configuring, are there any configurable, so I think we should have a research agent, to go out and look at the docs for the plugin and find out, one, what kind of filters and hooks are available. And what kind of code configuration is available, because you are too expensive for you to go do the research. So I need something that's going to cost a little less. And that's literally what I said. I was like, because you cost too much.
Did it say you're absolutely right, Bossy? I do.
Almost. It's almost. It's like, you're right. This is actually, we can send out a Sonnet 4.7 and have it do the research. And if you really want to get down to like really, in the future, really cutting down the cost and just doing some quick hits, we could also go to Haiku. We're going to use Sonnet. We're going to, here's the agent. The agent's going off to go do the research, and it wrote up the thing for what the agent was supposed to be, and it deployed the agent, and the agent was doing research in the background while we continued on with the conversation. I had not really up to this point spun up my own agent intentionally. And I wasn't sure that was going to work, but I said, you know what, I'm just going to talk to it. Like, I would talk to it because like, you are too expensive to be doing research. Like, you're burning too many tokens. Go make an agent to be a researcher. And we should actually have this for any kind of development project where there's a docs agent that goes out and looks at the documentation for stuff.
So is this a plugin you guys being you and AI wrote, or is this a third-party plugin that was already written?
No, this is a sub agent that it created on the fly when I told it cost too much to do research. Yeah, no, it just like I could see the document, the MD.
The docs that it's reading, that the sub agent is reading, is that documentation on a plugin you and Fable created? Or
No. So the docs is going out to whatever I'm saying I need docs for. So like in this case,
Okay.
it was going out to look up the docs for the SEO framework plugin.
Gotcha. So the agent's name is Docs or something like that. Like
Yeah,
that's
like
how you
the
reference
research,
it.
docs research or something.
Okay.
I forget what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was doing the research on the plugin, on what you should put into the plugin that's going to be used on the website.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I had it checking the docs for like filters, like if there's any way to filter are there any filters or hooks I can use to customize the way it behaves in certain instances, or is there any configurable code that I can write so I don't have to worry about redoing settings in the web interface? I can just have it all done in code and commit it to the repo.
Yep.
So that agent was written like on the fly by Fable to use Sonnet 4.7, and it told it what it was capable of doing and how it could do, like you have access to go search the web, and you're only going to focus on, I should have copied out what it actually wrote because I could see the file that it wrote, like before I said, go ahead. And then it created the agent. Like, oh, now this agent is doing this. And like the agent is working in the background.
Now you should update that agent and have that agent create a technically working MCP server on the website. That way, all of our transcripts can be fed to all of the major AIs, so all of the AIs know about us.
Yeah, we'll add that to the.
Because then it's not just doing SEO; it's doing AI EO.
I'm curious. I actually need to go look myself just to find out because I have not looked at the SEO framework in a while. That seems like I'm not gonna say of all of the plugins. It seems like of the WordPress SEO plugins that have existed over the years, that them and possibly Yoast might be on that right now.
Yeah, I would assume Yoast is, but I haven't looked at any of those tools.
I haven't either. I'm going to take a look at the SEO framework because it's free. Like, it's a nice plugin. They do have some paid extensions that you can use that I have purchased for different sites in the past. Like I built a local business site for somebody a while back, years ago. And I paid, they paid for the local SEO extension, which help them surface better in local searches. Yeah. Like if you're in the area searching for their business, as opposed to, like you got to know that you're Googling for this thing. And it's like, well, we're going to show you stuff that's not near you. It's like, no, we're going to help you out there. But yeah, we're going to, that actually should be a good idea though. I should put that in so that we, make sure that we're serving, information in the best format for the AI so that as they browse the site, they're able to get what they need without,
and Surface just feeding that to the AIs however we can. Like, do we need to and that's what your research tool can do. Do we need to register that MCP? Do we need to? Yeah,
like, do we need to register MCP? Can I just use the MD
can you
format?
Do that for me, AI? Because
there's I want to know what the best way to do it is, but like there is a plugin out there that will convert all of your posts or whatever on your site to Markdown, and then you put in your headers. I think it's in the headers. I could be wrong. Nobody quote me on this, but somewhere you're going to put in your headers like what AI is able to crawl and kind of guide them to use the MD extensions. But we will investigate that and add that to the roadmap. Right now, and it's going to heavily depend on a couple of things, mostly the primary one being whether or not they actually kill Fable off Sunday or not. But it is my hope, and it is our target date to release this site or have this site live by the 24th.
It's a good target date. That's when you fly out, right?
Nope, I fly out on the 25th.
Okay. AI has a very poor judgment of time. So I got told to go to bed the other day by AI at like 9 o'clock in the morning. Because I picked up a project we were working on the previous night, and it's like, we've done a lot, Michael. Go to bed. We can pick this back up in the morning. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I already slept. But when it told me to go to bed, I'm like, wow. So we never got information from anyone about St. Louis barbecue. So Mallory's going to do some research, and she's going to give us a couple of places that she wants us to check out. So I'm going to share that with you, and then you and I can pick one of those and go find something there. And so we'll do that. And then we yeah, I will be in St. Louis on the 22nd. Is that when Wednesday is? Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I told lots of people today I was going to be in St. Louis on the 23rd. Well, I guess technically I will be, but I will land on the evening of the 22nd. I'll be there till the 1st, and then Damashe will be there the 25th through the 29th, I think. And so, yeah, let's connect if you're interested, Kiss. All right, well, that has been an AI-filled show with some information about it. I will test these glasses to give more information when we record next. That way we can talk a little bit about them. But the following show after that will give you more real-life demonstrations. Not demonstrations, but real-life input on how I'm actually using them and how good they were for me. I plan to try to use them with Ira. I'm going to take both Ray-Bans and the Echo Visions with me when I travel, I think, depending on my suitcase backpack situation. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I'll report back on the next episode after this episode that's not reported yet. So, yeah. Here we go with time again.
Nah. So it's pretty simple. We're going to record early next week, so that episode will drop on the 27th.
Yep.
And we'll be at convention during that time. So we will not be talking about convention stuff on that show because we will not have yet been to convention. However, we're going to also record a show while we're at convention, is the plan. And I think most likely I'm probably going to have to edit it. I don't know. We'll see if I can get Mike to edit it. But he's probably not going to have time because he's going to be busy and he doesn't come back home until Saturday. I'll be back home Wednesday, so I'll probably have to edit that.
So it would make sense for you to just edit it.
Yeah, I mean that's so that will publish on the 3rd of August, and that will be the show where we'll have a little bit more information on Mike's thoughts on the Echo Vision because he will have been using them for more than a week at that point, and have tried them out at convention. We will have some reports on some things that we may have seen at convention if we can tell you about them. You guys don't know this that are listening. I said, well, a handful of people know this, but most of you don't know that Mike's like always in these secret meetings that he can't tell people about, including me. So we never know what's actually happening until it happens. And then Mike's not, arrogant enough to be like, well, I was there for that meeting when they discussed that whole thing right there. And I told them they should do this. And that's what they did. So
every once in a while I'll say that, but most of the time, no.
Oh man, I can't even remember.
I do have my eye, ear, whatever on something that I might end up buying at convention since he's not going to send me one for free. So I'm not going to give him free advertising though. So we'll have to work something out for that one.
Yeah. I mean, listen, if I have to go buy one of these things, because I know what Mike's talking about, if I have to go buy one of these, which I don't think I actually buy one.
Right. Right.
But if I did have to go buy one, I'm not even talking about it on the show at all.
No. 40,481 downloads so far. So appreciate everyone. We have breached 40,000. Next goal is 50,000, which is awesome.
All right, man. You guys did that because we didn't do anything except show up consistently every week and release a show. You guys did that. So thank you very much for continuing to listen to the show and continuing to spread the word about the show because, for our core group that started out with us, like there's no way we would have got to 40,000 that quick. It's all because everybody has been sharing the show, talking about it, telling other people about it. So we truly appreciate it because we could not have done it without you. Because there's no way I was going to write a script to download my show 40,000 times just to make it.
Fable might have. 160.
Just to be clear, we did not do that, by the way.
No,
it is a thing that you could do, but we didn't do that. And hopefully none of you actually did that either. Just, being clear about that. Because, we ain't the only people with access to AI. Don't do that.
163, 170, and 225 are the 3 most recent numbers. And it looks like after that 225, everything is 200 plus. So I feel like we just had this conversation.
We broke it though. We got over it. See, we've been slowly creeping up, and we finally kind of broken like the 200 downloads per episode.
And the only extra marketing we're doing is my Substack. So you better go follow me on Substack. Pay him.
If you're using Substack. Well, do you really want to follow him on Substack? Then you're giving him your email.
I mean, that is true. Yep.
I mean, it is Mike.
But at least I can take your email to an email marketing platform when we build an accessible email marketing platform.
That's true. Now that you said that, I do actually know, or I knew that you could get people's email from Substack, because people have mentioned like they tried Substack and they left and they went elsewhere, but they were able to get all their data out. So that makes sense.
At least it doesn't. I look at it this way.
What I'm going to say is be careful.
In.
Be careful who you subscribe to.
Yes.
Is what I would say. Because it doesn't lock you in, which is great, because there are systems that is like, there's no way you're getting that list. So, yeah. So, as Mike,
no comments.
No, because I've already said what I've had to say about young people, man. Like, they take too much of your money, and I can do what they just did.
Well, Substack takes 13%, I guess.
Oh, jeez, man. Why so much? Like, I don't
know. And you probably still have to pay the 2.9% on top of that. So you're looking at, call it 16% out the door.
See, that's what burns me about it. Like, I'm fine if you charge something on, because you have to make some money sometimes.
Yes.
Like, I understand how this works. Like, Stripe makes money by charging processing fees. Like, that makes sense. They make a bunch of money, they process a bunch of money. Just be clear about this. Like, Stripe ain't hurting. They process a bunch of money, so they make a lot of money. That makes sense to me. A platform such as a Substack or Memberful or Patreon, I will give Patreon credit for this one thing here that they don't seem to have done, at least for me outside looking in. They have not touched Memberful in a way to, like, it's still its own standalone company. They didn't roll it up and fold it up into Patreon like I thought they would. But for the platforms to charge, like, okay, if I were building this, and obviously I want a sustainable business and I'm lazy, so the less I have to do once it's up and running, the better. But, okay, your Stripe fees, let's call it 3%, 2.9 plus 30 cents, 3%, we can figure that out, right? All right, so maybe I need 6% at most.
Right.
Off of whatever you bring in, to help sustain the platform. Like, I feel like a 10% cut takes care of everything. Yep. I don't need to 10% cut you and then also charge you an extra 3%. And then there are some platforms that will also add on these Stripe fees on top of that. And it's like, I'm confused.
Yeah. But
shout out to Matt Pinecast though, because he doesn't do weird stuff like that with our tip jar. He just pulls the Stripe fees out and moves on with his day. So shout out to Matt Pinecast, and that also brings us around to the tip jar. You can go to technicallyworking.show, click on support us, and become a tip jar subscriber. Now, you can choose to be a subscriber, which means you're going to pay that same amount every month to support the show. If you're able to do that, we appreciate it. Shout out to all of our supporters, 1 through 12, that we have. I just pulled a random number out. I'm sorry if you're 13 and I didn't get you. I didn't intentionally leave you out. Or you can do what some of our listeners have done, and we're appreciative of that too, which is go just give us a one-time tip. Maybe you had a little windfall. Maybe you felt like me when I paid the $200 for cars. Like, I got a little extra bread. I can do that. All right. So give us a tip, and it's a one-time thing, and we don't hold your card information, and we're not going to bill you or anything like that. Just choose that option when you're doing the tip jar. I am going to in the next week. So by the time we record the next show, I will have done this. I just didn't get time to do it today because I had to get food to eat because I wouldn't. And never mind. We had a conversation you didn't hear that people won't know about. So, but anyway, I had to eat. So I didn't get around to doing this today, but I'm going to do it before we next record, just in case, because I know how some people are. They will show up on like Sunday of next week and pay $150 tip. I'm like, oh, well, what happened to my live stream? So I'm going to get the server set up this week in case we need to do a live stream at ACB. We'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
This is going to be a Shoutcast server. Ain't nothing complicated.
No.
Or Icecast, whichever one is the newest one. I don't remember. Okay, we're with Icecast server, and we're just going to use Audio Hijack to stream it. If we do it. Because,
by the way, you better bring in a Mac because I don't think I'm bringing a Mac.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course I'm bringing a Mac. Like that's a obvious. You're not bringing. Well, you got to do a lot of stuff, and I think most of what you do day to day with ACB and with the equipment is
Windows.
done on Windows. So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yep.
Why bring two computers
why-
when you can only bring one?
Man, I've been talking to more people than not that are bringing 3 computers to convention. And my brain's just like, why? Why? I don't know.
Man,
I've
listen,
talked
if
to
I
like 3 or
could,
4 people that are bringing 3 computers.
like, what are they going to do with 3 computers?
Yeah. Anyways, no judgment.
I mean, maybe they're going to have one running Claude code, so they got to keep that laptop open on the desk in the
Just
hotel
put that on
room.
a Pi at home and leave it at home and connect to your Telnet.
You know, I really should do that. That's what I should do.
That's what I've done. My Pi's been running for 34 days.
Cool. Yeah, I really should do that. I should actually set that up because I thought about that the other day. I was like, man, my laptop is going to go to sleep or something. I can't close the lid because then the Claude will stop working, and it's working. I was like, oh, crap, I need a desktop.
Yeah. But you have
Or
a
a Pi,
desktop.
but I already got a Pi, so we'll do that.
And you have a Mac Mini. So why is
I
Claude not on your Mac Mini?
Yeah, I thought about that, but like that's already running enough stuff, and you know, eventually I want to actually not be the one signed into that Mac Mini.
You know, Hermes/Claude could give you a weekly. Actually, I have mine sending with Postmark a daily server report, so I know what resources are using what. Oh, and Builder in the Cloud has worked magically. We had no outage time. The only outage we had was when Michael forgot to renew the SSL certificate, but that wasn't technically an outage because it was still there.
Yeah. Good deal.
CertBot is now up and running though.
Excellent. Yep. CertBot is your friend.
So, alrighty. How do people contact us if they're going to be in St. Louis?
Well, if you're going to be in St. Louis or if you just want to contact us in general, first you can send an email, feedback@technicallyworking.show. You can add us on Mastodon. He's Payon, Payown, at dragonscave.space. I am Damashe, Damashe, at technically.social. And the bot, which you really should follow the bot right now because it TW at technically.social is where you can get the bot. Follow the bot. You should follow the bot before you follow me, honestly. Hashtag technically working just moves up into a conversation. So if there's some interesting stuff going on and you want to bring us in, you're like, I don't remember I don't feel like typing, just type hashtag technically working. And we'll see it because we both have that as saved searches in Mona.
Yep.
All right. Thanks everybody for listening. This has been episode number
172, which is why I was able to give you analytics because I didn't remember which episode we were on.
I knew it was 170 something.